Society does not care about you as a man, and neither should you. You shouldn't. As a young man, you shouldn't care. Because when you don't care, that makes you more dangerous, that makes you more rebellious and more resilient. A lot of guys who aren't aware of this, sadly, are gullible to it. Other guys who are aware of it think it's not fair. And although it may not be fair, that doesn't mean you can't express yourself. But when you express yourself, especially around women, when they say, I want a guy who's emotionally intelligent, who's willing to express himself. Yes, they may want that, but it's how you go about it. They don't want you to express yourself in the most petty way possible for sympathy, even though they're supposed to be naturally very emotional people and caring and loving and nurturing. But as a young man, if you're going to tell them, you tell them in the most abundant way possible, even when you're at your lowest point, even if you hit rock bottom. Say what happened, what you're going through, but then follow up with what your goals are, what your plan on action is to get out of that rut, to get out of that position. I'm the type where I wouldn't even want to say it just because, sometimes, like, I'd rather say those to my homies because they're guys. Men and women, we may love each other, but we'd rather tell our friends of the same gender things we're going through because they're the same gender so they can understand us more. And there's nothing against that. It's not a bad thing. It's just nature. You feel more comfortable telling someone that is probably going to understand you better, going through similar things as you. And that's nothing personal. All right? Some people might think that's, take it personal. But as a guy, we're always meant to be conquerors and leaders and builders, providers, this, that, and the third. So society doesn't care about your emotions or your feelings because we were always meant to be not we were meant to be, we're not supposed to react to, how someone approaches us. We're supposed to be responsive, not really reactive. Most women are supposed to be reactive through emotions, even though nowadays it goes both ways. Men can be very emotional now. A lot of men don't have self-control of their emotions. Regardless, as a man or woman, you should always have control over your emotions no matter what the dogma, stigma of way back when was. That stuff can be still relevant, but you kind of want to beat it a little bit. Beat the stigma, beat the statistic, be the rare 1% of, a decent human being in society. So that's why I'm always like, don't expect people to really, have pity, especially women. Don't expect women to have pity. And a lot of guys will also say, oh, well, it's not fair that women only want guys when they're at the top. And I mean, as a guy, as a young man myself, that may not be fair to most people, but me, I can care less. We got gains, muscle gains that need to be made, and financial gains that need to be made. So I ain't worried about what any other woman's standard is. As I'm going on this journey by myself, I'm going to come across a woman who's, on a similar journey as me, and who's going to respect me for me and what I do, my mindset and everything. That's how I look at it. I ain't got time to worry about everybody else who's on the sideline waiting, because most women who say that, ideally, they probably ain't even grinding for real. They just waiting for someone to take care of them. And then you give that guy all the power, and now if he dumps you to the curb, you have nothing. It's not the brightest idea, so you shouldn't be that stupid to put yourself in that position. But you also got to remember, even with certain women, right? Let's say certain women who are going to, high extremes, whether it be the medical field, biology field, law, going to law school in the law field, right, where they making the rare percent higher in income, even if they go, going through those, extra schooling and taking out loans and stuff and certain debt, they're still working their way up to be in the few percent, especially as a woman. So obviously they're going to try to date someone who's in that same field, same salary range, or above. Women are always meant to go after their best option or who's above them in some way, shape, or form, especially financially, naturally, whether they're good, trustworthy women or bad, untrustworthy women, or gold diggers, as people like to call them. So that's why I'm like, you just got to focus on you until the focus is on you, until you start getting the attention. You start getting the women. Like, don't even approach women at this point. But the thing is, don't expect women to approach you either. That's the thing. I don't expect women to approach me. I just handle my business. And if they do, cool. Or if they throw hints, cool. If I'm rocking with it, I might, go over there and see what's up. But other than that, I'm just focused on me. But I can still hold a conversation with people. I can still hold a conversation with a woman. I'm not to the point where, I can't articulate myself or can't hold a conversation. You know what I mean? So, don't go to that deep path end, but just mainly invest most of your time in yourself. Invest in yourself. Investing in yourself will always give you the highest return anyway. So, and that's something a woman can respect. And even young women now may not understand this until they're older. Everyone matures at different ages and stages in life. So women who want to party now, that's fine. That's cool. I'm not your type because I'm boring. I don't go out. I'm lame. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm always serious. I'm uptight. Because I'm on a mission. I'm stuck up, especially as a guy. When you on your mission, man, a woman could say you're boring because she just wants to party, but I guarantee you, man, when she's desperate and she sees you as the better option, especially when she gets older, life don't start lifing the way she thought it was, she'll be crawling back to you, or a guy like you, So it's always one of those things where it can come back full circle. So you just got to focus on you. Whatever their standards are, don't worry about that. There's good and bad women, good and bad men. As a guy, you just got to focus on you. Forget what they're pushing in the media, what their standards are, height and tattoos or dreadheads do it the best or whatever. Like, come on now, that's just delusion and it may be their personal experience. And if it is, most of the time, it's not really high-class women, because usually high-class women don't say crap like that. So that's all depends on what your type is. We don't judge over here. I know they say we listen, but we don't judge. We listen. We may judge a little, but we're not gonna, think it's the worst thing, but we may judge a little, depending on how outrageous it is. But that's really what it comes down to. When you have this mindset of abundance and you just don't care that society is expected to be hard for a man, like we fed this reality, life gets hard at 18, or life gets hard at 21 for a man, or sometimes they may even push it to 25. 25 is kind of lenient, but I look at it like I'm 19. I say this, 18 is when it starts getting hard. 21 is when it gets harder overall. 25 and up is when it's the hardest. If you don't lock in. If you lock in now, 18 to 21 will be your hardest years, and close to 25, pushing 30 will be your more lenient years, or less stressful, less, overwhelming years, because you put the groundwork in early. You took more risk early. And as you get older, people are going to respect that on both sides, men and women. That's what men want, respect. How do you get that? You command it. You command attention. You command respect. You don't, just demand it. You command it. Your aura, your presence, the way you carry yourself, your confidence. Like, people have told me recently that I look like a respectful YN. If you don't know what a YN is, you can look that up. It'll let you know. YN, slang term, new society's lingo. Yeah, a respectful YN, which is crazy. But the thing is, I didn't get offended, but I just looked. I was like, okay, I see how it is. And they explained it to me, you're like, you wouldn't immediately crash out, but you're expecting them to do something first, like maybe physically, and then, you kind of react off of that, and, you just have that look of, you're not rocking with that, or you're reading them, you're reading the room, and that's what it takes, so I embraced it, I just embraced it. You know what? Embrace it, feed into it, because sometimes feeding into a stigma, or a dogma of whatnot, sometimes, man, for certain people, you feed into it, oh man, and you switch up on it, and it's so unexpected. It's just like, oh my God, misconception, being misconceived. So that's what it takes. That's what you got to do, man. Once you do that, you realize, man, it is what it is. You got to still handle your business like it's just another day. That's how you become mentally and sooner or later financially abundant. That's the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe. Comment down any other future video recommendations you may want to see. Let me know if this resonated with you. If it did, save it, rewatch it later. If you know someone who is in a similar situation, or who thinks that life cares about them, or knows that it doesn't, but feels like it should, share this video with them. Let them get their thoughts and opinions on it. And until next time, I'm going to see y'all in the next one.